Alright, babe, where are we?
We're just walking to San Ysidro, head west.
And what's that?
Cross the border into Tijuana.
Tijuana. ¿Y por qué?
Más Dientes!
Más Dientes! Necesitamos más dientes!
I'm just going back to the dentist for a checkup, get an x-ray, make sure my dental implant is healing correctly. The dentist in Santa Cruz, California wanted to charge me $9,000 to do all of the work. Here, I think I will eventually have paid $2,500 for all the dental work and 3 separate trips to Tijuana.
Plus, we get to go to TJ, which is super fun, actually.
This is the second time we're coming, and it's fun. We're having a great time. It's like relaxing because we know where we're going.
First time it was a little stressful. We walked across the border, so we're walking across the border again. We walked across the border last time. Our phones didn't work, obviously. We didn't totally know where we were going, so just walking through downtown TJ, sort of trying to figure it out. Yeah, we found the place, and now we're going back for a second time, and yeah, it's like we're just walking across the border. We know exactly where we're going. We're gonna grab some food and some coffee and then go spend the night in an Airbnb. So, yeah, not too bad.
Tijuana is the largest city in Baja California and the most visited border city in the world. It's estimated that more than 50 million people cross at TJ's 2 border stations each year, up to 300,000 every day.
So right over there is where all the cars go through, which we've actually been through many times when we used to live down here. Yeah, it does suck. It's a long, long wait if you're crossing by car, particularly on a weekend. I used to come down and play with my band a lot, and on the way back, you just sit there for hours and hours in your car waiting to come back.
La 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 la. Y la casa de la bachata.
Saxon and Beach. Yeah.
The population of TJ is more diverse than you might think. Many of the citizens are migrants from South American countries who either got stuck in TJ on their way to the States or were deported soon after arriving. The city's close proximity to the States means opportunities here are better than they are further south, so Tijuana has a large, skilled workforce.
So I actually don't know much about this arch. I would like to find out what it's like. I imagine it's just a sort of tourist attraction. It was built for the purpose of improving the downtown, but I'd like to know a little more about it. El Arco Reloj Monumental, or Monumental Clock and Arch, was built in the year 2000. The project was commissioned by Tijuana's mayor at the time, who said the arch was presented as a symbol of the strength and union of its inhabitants in the new millennium. But many citizens saw it as a waste of money and blatant political posturing, and for many it instead became a symbol of the city's fractious politics. We're not sure how the people of Tijuana feel about the monument now, but at 60 meters tall, it's a great landmark for tourists, standing at the top of Avenida Revolucion, the main drag through downtown TJ.
La la la. Y la casa de la bachata. Música, 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 te traigo música.
I'm now part cow.
Why are you part cow?
Apparently they use bovine bone as part of the graft.
So there's part cow actually in your mouth, like combining with your bone?
I believe so. It's my very limited understanding of what this guy is telling me.
Huh. Well, that's cool. Throughout the 20th century, Americans pretty much saw the city as a destination for drinking, gambling, and debauchery. This, combined with Mexico's corrupt political culture, created a sinister underworld, catering to the tastes of dubious gringos. What do you think it is?
Another Thursday in the park?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday?
In the early 2000s, post 9/11 regulations made crossing the border more difficult, and the number of U.S. tourists dropped sharply. Around this time, drug trafficking and violence also increased. But around 2010, TJ began to go through a kind of rebirth. It's not the most beautiful city in the world, but a dynamic culture has emerged. The city seems committed to taking full advantage of medical and culinary tourism, as well as the burgeoning tech industry. Dentists, eye doctors, plastic surgeons, and pharmacies are everywhere, as well as co-working spaces, microbreweries, gastropubs, art galleries, and some really delicious street food.
Go on my computer and make sure we're in the right place.
I think we are, because the code to the lockbox worked. We were not. We ended up walking back and forth quite a lot that day, and we're still not actually sure whether we ended up in the right Airbnb that night.
Cheers. So today I went back to the dentist in Tijuana. It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
So I think we left our house around 5 a.m. and got to the dentist at 10:15.
Something like that,
Yeah, about 10:15.
And they saw you right away, even though we were early, which was nice.
I still won't be able to eat with my front teeth for another probably 2 months, which is a bummer, but I'm really anxious about it healing properly, so I just want to do everything I can for it to heal properly. They took a CT scan and a couple x-rays, and everything looks fine. They may have put some bovine bone in my mouth, and the word cadaver was brought up. So
Was
I
it a
don't know.
bovine cadaver?
So that was the first half of the day. We probably left there at like noon and had an Airbnb booked already, and that just turned into a fucking fiasco.
This guy runs 2 different Airbnbs.
At least 2 different Airbnbs.
As many people do. So there was a code on the lockbox with keys that we were supposed to get, and we put in the code and got the keys out, and this guy was there and was like, oh yeah, it's right here, go on in. And we were like, okay, great. And we got there, and it didn't look anything like the pictures, and we were kind of like, okay, what's going on? We couldn't find the Wi-Fi. It was just very odd, but we were like, all right, well, I guess this is our place. And then we went out to get lunch.
So then we walked to... Well, no, that's not true. It's more complicated than that. This place is also associated with it, but I'm pretty sure the
This isn't where
address
we're
we
supposed
wanted...
to be either.
Yeah.
We walked from the wrong Airbnb to basically this Airbnb where we are right now. And as we were walking past it, I saw it and I was like, oh, babe, maybe we should just stay there next time we come down. And then we went and got lunch. We walked back to our Airbnb and there was 2 other women there like, we're staying here. And we were like, okay. Basically, in like my broken Spanish, was sort of like, yeah, we're in the wrong room. And he told us basically to come here, I think. Meanwhile, you looked it up. There was a 3rd location. We just had no idea. We
never get to a secondary location.
Never go to, or a ternary location.
Tertiary?
Tertiary, thank you. Ternary's a
Tertiary?
Ternary's a JavaScript operator. Anyway. Went out, got some food. I got this. Delicious looking. Ooh yeah. Street taco. Pretty excited about that. Got some wine. So we're gonna hang out and watch a show on the computer and eat our tacos and go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a whirlwind tour of Tijuana.
I think you could do it in a day, but you'd be pretty fucked when you got home.
Yeah, well, I mean, we wouldn't have done all the walking to the Airbnbs if we had done it in a day. Okay, that's it. See See you tomorrow, I guess.
Next time on Loki, we head back across the border and spend the day on Coronado Island.